गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षम् ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षम् ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतम् वदिष्यामि सत्यम् वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Dear friends, we are reading this 10th Anuvaka of the Bhruguvalli, which is the third part of the Taittiriya Upanishad. The 10th, all the main instruction is over. The main instruction about this Anupravesha Shruti and all those things are over. Now this Anuvaka is for a Madhyamadhikari. We know the word Madhyamadhikari. That is one who is an ordinary person, not a very, very intelligent person to grasp the, say, meaning of the Vedic, the Mahavakyas, and then the person who is still in the process of, say, the middle level seeker, we can let us say. For the top level seeker, the main instruction is over. That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. What is the nature of Brahma? What exactly is the nature of creation? Tat Sruštva Tadeva Anupravishatu. What is the meaning of Anupravishatu? All these things have been told for the, say, high level student. For a middle level student, now again he should also be, say, brought along. So he should also be taken on board. So for that reason, some upasanas are being told in this particular thing, in this Anuvaka. And also in the earlier Anuvaka also we have seen Annamna Parichakshita, Tadvratam, etc. This thing also is talking about the Annadana Mahima. That is the greatness of, say, the great, say, what can we say, the punyam or benefit which accrues to you when you do this Annadanam. So that also is there. Annadanam, in addition to that benefit, it is for the sake of Chitta Shuddhi. Mainly for Chitta Shuddhi. So that is what we were reading. So we were reading that with whatever respect you give annam to others, with the same respect and at the same time you get say the same treatment you will also get the same in the same way you will also get food. That is, he has told three things. That is in a most respectful way, and in a casual way, and in a negligent way. Etadvai mukhato annagam radham mukhataha. That is, the Shankaracharya has given two meanings for that. Mukhataha, okay, we are going to read it. In the last class, we read this particular line. Yasmad annavanto vidvamso abhyagataya annarthine aradhi samsiddham asma annamityachakshate. That is, vidvamsaha. Vidvamsaha means learned people. Learned people, they prepare a lot of food, and then for an abhyagati or atithi, what do they say? Samsiddham asmai annam ityachakshate. Asmai, to that particular person. Samsiddham aradhyannam, that is, their food is ready for you. You please take it. So that is what they say. Achakshate. Nana asti iti pratyakhyanam kurvanti. They will never say, they will never turn him away by saying there is no food. Tasmacha hetoho. For that reason, bahvannam prapnuyat. One has to prepare a lot of food. One has to be ready with a lot of food. Iti purvena sambandhaha. That is the connection with the earlier line. So this particular line we read in the last class. We have to continue. Apicha annadanasya mahatmyam uchyate. Yatha yatkalam prayacchatyannam. Tatha tatkalameva pratyupanamate. Pratyupanamate. Upanamate. Namadhatu. Nama means to bend. Namaha is prakhvibhavaha. That is to bend and then to pay respect, isn't it? Nama. Here upanamate means it comes to you with so much of certainty. In all humility it comes to you. So that is how it means. Pratyupanamate means simple meaning is attained. It is attained in the same manner. Pratyupanamate. But the dhatu, the original dhatu is nama dhatu. So apicha annadanasya mahatmyam uchyate. The greatness of this annadana. The mahatmyam means greatness only. Mahatmyam uchyate, it is being told. What is that? Yatha yatkalam prayachyat yannam, a person in whatever, at whatever time and yatkalam, at whatever time he gives annam. Whatever time means, Shankaracharya was saying about, at a young age, at the middle age, and at the old age. He was telling about 3 ages. And also 3 ways of giving, in a most respectful way, in a casual way, and a disrespectful way. So for these words, mukhato, madhyataha, antataha, 2 meanings have been given in the commentary. So that's why, yatha yatkalam prayachyat yannam, as and how, as and when the person gives food, in the same manner he gets it back. Tatha tatkalameva, in the same manner, tatkalameva, at the same time, annam tat pratyupanamate, he also the thing gets back to him or accrues to him. Then kathamiti tadeta daha.
Kathamiti tadeta daha.
Tadeta daha. Etadva annam. Mukhato mukhye prathame vayasi. Mukhyaya va vrutya. Puja purassaram. Abhyagataya annarthine. Radham samsiddham prayachyati iti vakya sheshaha. Katham, how, that is being told. That particular line, what is that? Etadvai mukhato nagum radham. So that line. Etadva, this particular annam, mukhataha means 2 meanings, as I said. Mukhye prathame vayasi. Mukhye vayasi. Mukhataha means mukhye vayasi. That is in the prime of life. In the prime of life means in your youth. In your youth also you have to do annadanam. When you are in middle age, in your middle age you have to do annadanam. When you grow old also you have to do annadanam, which means all through the life except during brahmacharya. Brahmacharya only, you don't have a family. In fact, brahmachari is supposed to live by bhikshatanam. So brahmachari cannot do annadanam. But a gruhastha, it is the duty of a gruhastha to do all these things. So, mukhataha, mukhye prathame vayasi. Or the second meaning is, mukhyaya va vrutya. Va is or. Mukhyaya va vrutya. Mukhya vrutti. That is in a very respectful way, in a proper manner, in a say mukhya vrutti. Vrutti means manner. Mukhya vrutti means in a highly grand manner, let us say. Mukhya vrutti, in a grand manner, in a respectful manner. In that manner, that is puja purassaram. That is associated with a lot of respect. Puja does not mean worship, but respect. Puja purassaram. Abhyagataya annarthine, for the one who comes seeking food. Radham. Radham means ready. Radha and ready, the meanings are cognate, I said. Radham samsiddham. Samsiddham means it is ready. Samsiddham. Prayachyati. That means gives. Iti vakya sheshaha. That word prayachyati is not there in the sentence, but we have to borrow that word. Vakya shesha means you have to borrow a particular word in order to complete the sentence. Then tasya kim phalam syad ityuchyate.
Tasya kim phalam syad ityuchyate.
Mukhataha purve vayasi mukhyaya va vrutya.
Mukhataha purve vayasi mukhyaya va vrutya.
Asmai annadaya. Annam radhyate. Yathadattam upatisthate ityarthaha. Upatisthata ityarthaha. Upatisthata is upatisthate. That sandhi. Okay. Evam madhyato. Madhyame vayasi madhyamena cha upacharena. Tatha antato ante vayasi. Jaghanyena chopacharena. Paribhavena. Tathaiva asmai radhyate samsiddhyati annam. Okay. Where are we? Tasya kim phalam syat. What is the use of that phalam? By giving food in such a respectful way, what will be the phalam? What is the fruit or what is the result? Then mukhataha purve vayasi, in the same way, in his that prime of life, or mukhyaya vrutya, in the same respectful manner, asmai, for this person. Who is this asmai? Annadaya, annadaya. That is for the person who is an annada, who is a giver of annam. For this person, asmai annadaya, for this person who is a giver of annam, then annam radhyate. Radhyate means it accrues to him. Radhyate means yathadattam upatishthate. Yathadattam, as he has given to others. As he has given to others, in the same manner it becomes available to him. Radhyate. Upatishthate, it becomes available. Upatisthati, that it becomes available to him. Ityarthaha. Evam, in the same way, madhyataha. Madhyataha means madhyame vayasi, that is in the middle age, or madhyamena cha upacharena, in a normal, casual manner. Okay, somebody comes, okay, you sit there, give some food. Madhyamena cha upacharena. So he will get back the food in the same manner. Then tatha, likewise, antataha, ante vayasi. Antataha means ante vayasi, that is in his old age, or jaghanyena cha upacharena. Jaghanyam means in a lowest manner. Jaghanyam is the lowest manner, or in a very contemptuous manner. Jaghana, actually, you know what is Jaghanam? Jaghanam is this portion. So Jaghanyena means in the lowest manner. That is what is the thing. That is the meaning. Jaghanyena, in a rather contemptuous way, in a disrespectful way. Jaghanyena cha upacharena. This upachara, when somebody comes, you do some upacharam. Okay, please come, sit here. That is done in the three ways as we have seen. So Jaghanyena upacharena means in the most disrespectful manner. You just throw some sort of mat to him, ask him to sit there, throw some plate and then put something there. Okay, you eat there. So that is Jaghanyena upacharena. Paribhavena. Paribhava means insulting. In an insulting manner. Tathaiva, in the same manner. Asmai. Asmai means to this annadaya. For this person who is a giver of food, radhyate samsiddhyate annam. So that is, in fact, this is basically to instill some amount of discipline in us, that you have to treat your guest in a proper way. And some little bit of fear also is introduced here, instilled in our minds. If you don't give food in a proper manner, God also will give you, He will punish you in the same manner. He will give food in the same manner to you. So this is sort of dharma, upadesha and dharma, basically about the right conduct, what should be the conduct of the person. Then, ya evam veda. Okay, the next mantra, probably we did not read it.
Yes,
let us read. Ya evam veda.
Ya evam veda.
Kshema iti vachi.
Kshema iti vachi.
Yoga kshema iti prana panayoho.
Yogakshema iti prana padayo.
Karmeti hastayoho.
Karmeti hastayo.
Gatiriti padayoho.
Gatiriti padayo.
Vimuktiriti payau.
Vimuktiriti payo.
Iti manushi samajnyaha.
Iti manushi samajnyaha.
Atha daivihi.
Atha daivihi.
Truptiriti vrushtau.
Truptiriti vrushtau.
Balamiti vidyuti.
Balamiti vidyuti.
So it has stopped here. Let us see. Ya evam veda. Ya evam veda means the one who knows this. And then kshema iti vachi. So he has to further do, this is an upasana. Manushi samajnyaha. The next line we see manushihi samajnyaha. That is samajnyaha is upasana. Manushihi, that is relating to the man. That means at the adhyatma level, at the level of say the human being. At the level of human being, what is the upasana we are supposed to do? Earlier we have seen the annadana mahima. Now some upasanas are being told at the adhyatma level and also at the adhidaiva level. That we are going to see. At the adhyatma level, what are the upasana? Kshema iti vachi. Vak. Vachi is saptami vibhakti. In vak or in your speech, you have to see, you have to visualize that Brahman is present in your vak in the form of kshema, in the form of your welfare, in the form of your well-being. Brahman is present in your vak. Vachi. Vachi means in your vak. In the vak, Brahman is manifesting in your vak in the form of kshema, in the form of your welfare. Why? Because you know a famous shloka, your tongue is your friend, your tongue is your enemy. To tell that in a very short way, that there is a very beautiful shloka in Sanskrit. Jihvagre vartate lakshmihi. Have you heard it? One of the subhashitas, one of the several subhashitas. Jihvagre vartate lakshmihi. Lakshmi is the goddess Lakshmi, or you say wealth, all types of prosperity. Jihvagre vartate. It lies it dwells on the tip of your tongue. Jihvagre. Jihva is tongue. On the tip of your tongue dwells Lakshmi. Jihvagre mitra bandhavaha. Your friends and relatives, all the people, they dwell on your tongue. If your tongue is good, your friends will come. If your tongue is bad, they will go away. So similarly, if you quarrel with somebody, you are losing some wealth. So Jihvagre vartate Lakshmihi. Jihvagre vartate mitra bandhavaha. Then Jihvagre something else. And at the end, it also says Jihvagre maranam dhruvam. Suppose you go to somebody and challenge some terrorist. So that terrorist will not think twice before pulling a trigger. So Jihvagre maranam dhruvam. So your tongue is responsible either for your welfare or for the downfall or for even the death. So the third pada I am forgetting. So like that, Jihva, we have to meditate on this particular thing, that our welfare lies in our speech. Of course, maybe in olden days it was only limited to speech. Nowadays we have to limit it, we have to extend it to maybe our mails and things like that. You send lot many mails and you write something, and then so all these things also you can extend it to our internet also. So kshema iti vachi. Then yoga kshema iti pranapana yoho. Prana and apana we know. Prana is exhalation and apana is inhalation. Yoga kshema. That is yoga. You know the word yoga. Yoga is attaining something which you don't have. Of course, I am briefly explaining. Shankaracharya Bhashyam again will read. Kshema is to protect what you have already attained. Iti pranapana yoho. In this prana and apana, you have to, the Brahman Vibhuti is manifest in the form of yoga kshema. Then karmeti hasta yoho. That the Brahman is manifest as karma in your hands. Similarly, gatiriti padayoho. Brahman Vibhuti is manifest in the form of gati or movement in the feet. Then vimuktiriti payav. Vimukti means release. Vimukti, munchadhatu, muchla. That is to release. Release. No, but here what is the release? Payav. Payu means Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. 5 karmendriyas. Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. These are the 5 karmendriyas, isn't it? Payu means the rectum. The rectum which discharges the waste material from the body, isn't it? So that is the vimukti, that is the discharge. In fact, many people they suffer because of this. Many people they don't have a proper discharge and then they get some rectal cancer and things like that. Vimuktiriti payu. So this is also Brahman's grace that it is manifest in that form in the payu. Iti manushis samajñaha. Manushis samajñaha means these are the meditations relating to at the level of human being. That at the level of course, there is one more thing. Upastha, Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu have been told. Upastha. Upastha means the genital organ. That is being covered in the next line. We don't know why that is covered in the next line. But say in this thing, it is missing, it is coming in the next line. Then atha daivihi. Daivihi means meditations relating to the divine level. Meditations pertaining to the divine level. Then what? At the divine level, what is it we see? In the cosmos, there are so many cosmic phenomena. Vrushti, that is rain, is one cosmic phenomena. Rain is something which gives you food. Rain is something which can cause havoc. Rain is something by giving some good crops, it is giving you satisfaction. So this Brahman's grace is manifesting, or Brahman's Vibhuti is manifesting in the form of trupti. Trupti means satisfaction or contentment. In Vrushti. Vrushti means in rain. Then Balamiti Vidyuti. In Vidyut. Vidyut means in the lightning. It is manifest in the form of strength. Then, okay, next thing is Yesha iti Pashushu. That we will see later. Let us read the Bhashyam. Ya evam Veda
य एवं वेद
य एवं अन्नस्य यथोक्तं माहात्म्यं वेद
य एवं अन्नस्य यथोक्तं माहात्म्यं वेद
तद्दानस्य यथोक्तं फलम् उपनयेत्
तद्दानस्य च फलम् तस्य यथोक्तं फलम्
उपनयेत्. So the one who knows like this, what evam annasya yathoktam mahatmyam veda, the mahatmyam, the greatness of annam which has been told, the one who knows, and he attains tad danasya phalam, he attains the phalam, the fruit of that particular danam. Idanim ब्रह्मणः उपासन प्रकार उच्यते. क्षेम इति वाचि. क्षेमो नाम उपात्त परिरक्षणम्. ब्रह्म वाचि क्षेम रूपेण प्रतिष्ठितमित्युपास्यम्. ब्रह्म वाचि क्षेम रूपेण प्रतिष्ठितम् इत्युपास्यम्. योगक्षेम इति. योगो अनुपात्तस्य उपादानम्. तौ हि योगक्षेमौ प्राणापानयोः सतोर्भवतो यद्यपि. Okay, बलवतः is added, that is also good. यद्यपि तथापि न प्राणापान निमित्तावेव किम तर्हि ब्रह्म निमित्तौ. तस्मात् ब्रह्म योगक्षेमात्मना प्राणापानयोः प्रतिष्ठितमित्युपास्यम्. Okay. So now, kshema iti vachi. Vachi is in your speech. Brahman is present in the form of kshema, in the form of welfare, in the form of your own protection, in the form of your well-being. Then what is this kshema? Kshema means, in fact, in Gita Bhashyam also we have seen, yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Yogaha anupattasya upadanam yogaha, upattasya paridakshanam, upattasya rakshanam kshemaha. Something like that we read in that Shankara Bhashyam. Here also almost the same words. Kshemo nama upatta paridakshanam. Upatta means something which has been attained. Tasya paridakshanam. Paridakshanam means protecting what has been attained. Then Brahma Vachi means in the speech, Kshema Rupena Pratishthitam. This Brahman is established in our walk in the form of Kshema, in the form of our own welfare. So if your tongue is good, all your neighborhood is good. So if your tongue is bad, all the world is inimical to you. So that is it. Then Yoga Kshema iti. Then the word Yoga. Yogaha Anupattasya Upadanam. Yogo Anupattasya. Something which has not been attained. Upadanam means attaining it. Yogaha Anupattasya Upadanam. Something which has not been attained is being attained. Then Tauhi Yogakshemau, these two Yogakshemau, Pranapanayos Sator Bhavato Yadyapi. Your book says Balavatoho. Pranapana, when this Pranapana are quite strong. You see, Prana and Apana are quite strong only when you were, say, in the prime of youth and also in your middle age probably. But as you grow old, naturally this Prana and Apana, they become weaker and weaker, isn't it? You will not be able to do the same Pranayama when you become very, very old. So, Pranapanayos Sataha, when this Prana and Apana are quite strong, they are strongly existing in the body, they are responsible for this Yoga Kshema. You see, a person is able to achieve anything only when he is physically fit. And this physical fitness is dependent on this Prana and Apana. Because that is the energy. This is the energy body, isn't it? This is the vital, air. This vital self we have seen. This vital self is something which is very, very important. For that is what gives Shakti. And that is what is responsible for the Yoga Kshema. Then, Pratishchitam. Yoga Kshema Pranapanayos Sator Bhavataha Yadyapi. Though these two things, though this Yoga Kshema are there only when this Pranapana exists, even then, they are not caused by this Pranapana. The Pranapana is not the exclusive reason. It is not totally altogether dependent on this Pranapana. It is not altogether or totally dependent on this Pranapana. Kim tarhi, what then? Brahman nimittav. This Brahman, it is this Brahman which is existing in the form of this Prana and Apana. Brahman, Akasha, Vayu, etc. in the same form. Brahman is existing in the form of this Prana and Apana, and which are responsible for my Yoga and Kshema. So in that way it has to be done Upasana. Upasana we know. Upasana Nikrushte Utkushta Buddhihi. We are not seeing, Brahma as this, but then this we are seeing as a manifestation of Brahman. This smaller thing we are seeing as manifestation of that Brahman. So kim tarhi Brahma nimittau. Tasmat Brahma yogakshematmana pranapanayoho pratishthitam. Therefore, Brahma is established in this, in our prana and apana, in the form of yoga and kshema. So this prana and apana have to be meditated upon. They have to be meditated upon in that fashion. Then evam, let us read. Evam uttareshu anyeshu tena atmana brahmaiva upasyam. So likewise, uttareshu anyeshu, in all other things also. Tena atmana means in those respective forms. In those respective forms. Suppose karma, that also is going to see karma, strength. Strength is in the hands. God is the manifest, or Brahma is manifest in the form of strength in my hands. So like that. Tena atmana brahmaiva upasyam. In the same, in those respective forms. Tena atmana means in those respective forms. Brahma has to be, meditated upon. Now what is it? Where is it? Yeah. Karmano brahma nirvartyatvat.
Karmano brahma nirvartyatvat.
Hastayoho karmatmana brahma pratishthitam.
Hastayoho karmatmana brahma pratishthitam.
Ityupasyam. Okay, when it comes to hands. What is hand is another what is this? Vak, Pani, Pada, Payukasta, these are all karmendriya, isn't it? This is the karmendriya. Karmendriya means organ of action, hand. So in this hand, in what way is Brahma pratishthitam? Brahma is pratishthitam in the form of karma in my hands. Karma means not necessarily ordinary routine action also, but here of course karma also refers to these Vaidika rituals. Shrauta karma, Smarta karma, all the rituals we do. Because without this, one cannot do any rituals also. So, Brahma, karmanaha Brahma nirvartyatvat means this all karma is enabled. Nirvartyam, Brahma nirvartyam means it is enabled by Brahma. It is being brought about by Brahma. It is enabled by Brahma. Nirvartyam, we know the word nirvartyam. Brahma nirvartyam means it is done, it is enabled by Brahma. It is brought about by Brahma. So that is it. Brahma nirvartyatvat. Hastayoho, in these two hands, karmatmana brahma pratishthitam. In the form of karma, Brahma is manifesting. Brahma, this is again Brahma's vibhuti. Brahma's vibhuti is there in these hands. In fact, this Vaishnava in temples, particularly in Tirupati, they tell one shloka. That particular shloka tells about different types of Lakshmi. Say, what is that? Karagre Shaurya Lakshmi, Dordande Virya Lakshmi. So something like that. They give, there is a benediction, there is an Ashirvachana mantra, not mantra, it is a shloka, which says, say, in your Karagra, at the fingertip, Dana Lakshmi, Dordande, Shaurya Lakshmi in your shoulders, your the strength, the Lakshmi in the form of strength. So in different types of Lakshmis. It's a wonderful shloka, worth say learning. I had read it, but then I don't remember. So that particularly in Vaishnava temples they recite that shloka. It is something similar. That is a type of benediction there, Ashirvachana. But here it is upasana. So karmatmana brahma pratishthitam. In the form of karma, Brahma is established. Then gatiriti padayoho. Vimuktiriti payau. Ityeta manushihi manusyeshu bhavaha manusyah. Samagnyah. Adhyatmikyah samagnyah. Jnanani vijnanani upasanani ityarthaha. Gatiriti padayoh. What does it mean? Padayoh. Padayoh, in the 2 feet, it is established, Brahman is established in the form of gati, movement. That is again a upasana. That Brahman's say grace or Brahman's vibhuti is established in the form of gati in the feet. So that is why whenever we do pradarshana also, this pradarshana also is done with a notion that This is something which is given by the Lord. And then presenting it to the Lord or submitting it again to the Lord is my duty. So with that sense we do that pradakshina. When we do pradakshina also, something which is the grace of God or which is due to the vibhuti of God, we are again serving in the same manner. Like Shankaracharya's shloka also is there. Yadyat karma karomi tattadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam. Isn't it? When I talk, it is your stuti. When I work when I do something with my hands, it is your worship. And then when I walk around, it is pradakshinam. So whatever action I do, yadyat karma karomi tattadakhilam, all that is tava aradhanam. So that is what he says. So it is like that. Then gatiriti padayoh, then vimuktiriti payav. Payu, as I said, is rectum, and vimukti, Brahman is established in that form. Ityetaha, these things are manushihi. Manushyeshu bhavaha manushyaha. That is relating to the human beings. They are manushyaha. Then samajnyaha. Samajnyaha adhyatmikyaha. Samajnyaha adhyatmikyaha means relating to the body. Adhyatma is atmani adhi. That is relating to the self. These are all meditations relating to the self. So that is samajnyaha means jnanani, vijnanani, upasanani ityartha. This is not that samyak jnanam. This is samajna, not samyak jnana. Samyak jnana means that regular realization of Brahman, isn't it? But here it is vijnanani, vijnana, vishesha jnana. That is nirvishesha jnana. Brahman is nirvishesha jnana. These are all savishesha jnanani. Vijnanani, upasanani. These are by way of meditation. You are attributing something and meditating. So that is, these are the meditations which are told. Then atha anantaram daivihi devyo deveshu bhavaha samajnyaha uchyante. Daivyaha deveshu bhavaha samajnya uchyante. Truptiriti vrushtau. Vrushtehe annadidvarena trupti hetutvad. Brahmaiva truptyatmana vrushtau vyavasthitamityupasyam. Tatha anyeshu tena atmana brahmaiva upasyam. Tatha balarupena vidyuti. Okay, this is up to the second mantra. That is atha anantaram. Thereafter, at the cosmic level, we are going to the Adhyatma level. Adhyatma level, what is it? Atha daivihi. Daivihi means daivihi, daivyaha, deveshu bhavaha. That is those which are relating to, those which are existing at the cosmic level. Deveshu bhavaha means those which are existing at the cosmic level. What are they? Samajnyaha upasanani uchyante. They are being told. What is it? Truptiriti vrushtau. This Brahman is manifest in the form of vrushti. In the form of contentment. In this vrushti, Brahman is manifest as contentment. Truptiriti vrushtau. Vrushti is responsible for our happiness. Vrustehe annadidvarena trupti hetutvat. Because vrushti is giving us annam, that is food, and that is giving us trupti, that is giving us happiness. So Brahmaiva truptyatmana vrushtau vyavasthitam. Brahma is existing in the form of trupti in vrushti. Iti upasyam. So that is how it has to be meditated upon. Tatha anyeshu. Likewise in all other say cosmic manifestations, in all other cosmic functions. It may be so many things, rain, thunder, all these things. In all the fire, in all those things, tena atmana, in those forms, in those respective forms. Tena atmana means in those respective forms, Brahmaiva upasyam. Brahma has to be meditated upon. Tatha balarupena vidyuti. In this vidyut, balarupena, in the form of strength. Then let us, the third mantra, Yasha iti pashushu.
Yasha iti pashushu.
ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु
ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु
प्रजातिरमृतमानन्द इत्युपस्थे
प्रजातिरमृतमानन्द इत्युपस्थे
सर्वमित्याकाशे
सर्वमित्याकाशे
तत्प्रतिष्ठेत्युपासीत
तत्प्रतिष्ठेत्युपासीत
प्रतिष्ठावान् भवति
प्रतिष्ठावान् भवति
तन्मह इत्युपासीत
तन्मह इत्युपासीत
महान् भवति
महान् भवति
तन्मन इत्युपासीत
तन्मन इत्युपासीत
मानवान् भवति.
मानवान् भवति.
Okay. Then तथा यशो रूपेण. Okay, यशो रूपेण पशुषु. Because it is simple, we need not again tell two times. I will straight away read the bhashyam. Yasho rupena pashushu. Yasha is yeah. Pashushu means among the all this say this cattle and in all this cattle wealth, Vashushu in all the cattle wealth, Yasho Rupena. In olden days, your fame depended on how many cattle you had. If you had 10,000 cows, you are a big man. If you have 100,000 cows, then you are a bigger man. So your fame depended on that. So that is why in Mahabharata war, when the Kauravas, they invaded the Drupada's kingdom, not Drupada, Virata's kingdom, that is called Go-Grahanam. That is capturing all the cows, cattle. Cows means not merely cows but bulls, cattle, the cattle in general. Go also means cow and also bull. So the cattle wealth was taken away. So that was the main wealth, which is a visible wealth which can be taken away, like the cash today. So Yasho Rupena Pashushu, then Jyoti Rupena Nakshatreshu, and then Prajati Ramrutam Prajati Amrutam Amrutatva Praptihi Putrena Runa Vimoksha Dwarena then Anandaha Sukham Ityetat Sarvam Upasthanimittam Brahmaiva Anenatmana Upasthe Pratishthitamityupasyam Ityupasyam. Okay. Jyoti Rupena Nakshatreshu. This Brahman is existing in the form of, in Nakshatra, in all these stars and all these, stellar beings, in the form of light. Jyoti. Jyoti means in the form of fire, in the form of light. Brahman is manifest in all these stellar bodies. Jyoti Rupena Nakshatreshu. Then Prajatihi Amrutam Anandam. Now it is coming to Upastha. So here we saw that in the earlier mantra, Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu have been told, but not Upastha. Watch, speech has been told, Pani, hand has been told, Pada, leg has been told, Payu, the rectum has been told, but not the Upastha. Upastha means the genital organ. Genital organ was missed out, but it is added here. So in what form is Brahman manifest in this genital organ? It is manifest in the form of Prajati. Prajati means children. Prajati is children, offspring. Then progeny, let us say progeny. Amrutam. Amrutam means, once you get a child in the form of a son, whatever it is, through that you are redeemed of the debt which you owe or obligation which you owe to your parents. An obligation which you owe to your parents is to continue the family line. To continue the family line, to see that your Veda, your branch of Veda is preserved. That is the obligation. That is the Runam. That is called Pitrunam. We know that there are three types of Runas. Jayamano Vai Brahmanaha Tribhir Runavan Jayate. Isn't it? So the moment a person is born with three types of obligations. One is Pitru Runa. You have to again continue the family line, and then you have to again you have to read your do your Swadhyaya, and then you have to redeem that Rishi Runam. Then Deva Runam, you have to perform some rituals, yajnas, etc. You have to continue the tradition. So these three types of obligations are there for everybody who is born. So here Putrena Runa Vimoksha Dwarena Amrutam. So by producing a child and bringing up in a proper manner, you are redeemed of that particular debt. You are redeemed of the Pitru Runam, Runa Vimoksha Dwarena. A person is, say, redeemed of that particular debt, and that is amrutam, amrutatva praptihi. That is not that say absolute amruta. We are talking about the relative type of amruta. This absolute amruta and relative immortality we have seen in some other contexts also. It is not absolute immortality as in the case of Brahmajnana, but here he has fulfilled his obligation. So there is no bar, there is no obstacle for him to attain some heaven or some other heavenly world. So in that form, it is amrutam. It is a limited amrutam, not a permanent amruta or absolute amruta. Amrutam amrutatva praptihi. Amrutatva praptihi putrena runa vimoksha dvarena. So you see our ancestors how they have evolved a perfect scheme to preserve this sampradaya. Sampradaya, if you see the word sampradaya, what is sampradaya? Sampradaya. Daya means to give. Dudai dane. Samyak. Pra means prakarshena. Dana. That is, you are handing over a particular tradition in a very, very proper, thorough manner. A person gets married, he produces a child, and then he educates his child in the tradition, sees that he continues that tradition, he himself studies. So all these things we have seen earlier also in this, the same Upanishad. What is that? Rutancha swadhyaya pravachanecha. In that particular Anuvaka, you have everything in life, but swadhyaya and pravachana have to be there. Prajacha swadhyaya pravachanecha, prajatischa swadhyaya pravachanecha. All those things we have read. So like that, so that thing has to be continued. So this is a very nice way, a very nice structure to preserve this samskruti or sampradaya. Then putrena runa vimoksha dvarena. Then anandaha. In this, there are three things in this. What is this? Jananendriya. Jananendriya means this genital organ. Three things have been told. One is responsible for offspring, progeny. Then one is, again, the same way it is responsible for Runa Vimukti, and through that Runa Vimukti, Amrutatva Prapti. And then number 3 is Ananda. It is also giving Ananda. You can't totally discount Ananda, isn't it? Your happiness is every type of Ananda which a human being has is a small manifestation of that Brahmananda only, isn't it? The food you eat gives you Ananda. Similarly, the genital organ, it gives you Ananda, it gives you some happiness, isn't it? So that also is part of this Brahma's Ananda. So that is the point. So Anandaha Sukham Ityetat Sarvam Upastha. All these things, all these three are Upastha. They are caused by this Upastha. Upastha is a genital organ. Upastha Brahmaiva Anenatmana. Brahma in this form. Anenatmana means in those forms. Upasthe Pratishtitam. In this Upastha, in this genital organ, Brahman is established. So that is how it has to be meditated upon. Then Sarvam hi Akashe Pratishtitam.
Sarvam hi Akashe Pratishtitam.
Akashe. Sarvam hi Akashe Pratishtitam. Ato Yat Sarvam Akashe Tad Brahmaiva Ityupasyam.
Yat Sarvam Akashe Tad
Brahmaiva Ityupasyam.
Tad Brahmaiva Ityupasyam.
Tacha Akasham Brahmaiva. Tasmat Sarvasya Pratishthet Tyupasita. Okay, next comes to Akasha. Then Akasha we know. Then what is this Akasha? Avakasha Datru Akasha, isn't it? That is something which gives Avakasha, that gives Pratishtha, that gives scope for everything to exist. That is what supports everything. Akasha is something which supports everything. Then Tacha Akasham Brahmaiva. Sarvam hi Akashe Pratishtitam. That is, everything, whatever we see, is established or it is located in this Akasha only. Then Ataha, therefore, Yat Sarvam Akashe, whatever is existing in this whole space, whatever is existing, Tad Brahmaiva. That is all that Brahma is existing in the form of whatever we see in the whole universe. Whatever we see in the whole universe, that is the manifestation of Brahma. In that form, it has to be meditated upon. Tacha Akasham Brahmaiva. That Akasham itself is Whatever is existing also is Brahma. That Akasham itself is Brahma. Tatcha Akasham. And that Akasha too is Brahma. Tatcha. And also that Akasha is Brahma. Then Tasma Tat Sarvasya Pratishtha Ityupasita. That Akasha is the support, is the Pratishtha. Pratishtha means something which gives support, that which establishes all things. That is Akasha. Ityupasita. Then Pratishtha Gunopasanat
प्रतिष्ठा गुणोपासना
प्रतिष्ठावान भवति
प्रतिष्ठावान भवति
एवं पूर्वेष्वपि
एवं सर्वेष्वपि
ओके सर्वेष्वपि यद्यत् तदधीनं फलम्
यद्यत्राधिगतं फलम्
ओके तद् ब्रह्मैव तदुपासनात् तद्वान् भवति इति द्रष्टव्यम् उपासनात् तद्वान् भवति इति द्रष्टव्यम् ओके then pratishtha akasha is pratishtha support for everything so pratishtha gunopasanat by virtue of by meditation on this pratishtha gunam this property called pratishtha you are meditating on a property called pratishtha means support well established in a proper way so you are doing upasana in that way pratishthavan bhavati a person also attains that pratishtha. These are all things which are told by way of, phalashruti. We know the word called phalashruti. You do this upasana, this is the phalam you get. So that phalashruti. Pratishthavan bhavati. One gets established in a proper way, in a great way. Evam purveshvapi. And your book says anyeshvapi. It doesn't matter. Sarveshvapi. Likewise, in all the things, yadyat tadadhinam phalam. Whatever phalam, whatever fruit is there in that, whatever fruit or whatever result is there in that form, tad brahmaiva, tad upasanat, tadvan bhavati. You have to meditate on it as Brahma. And by doing such meditation, you will also attain it. By doing such meditation, for example, Shema iti vachi. In that walk, you are doing an upasana that it is, Brahman is established in the form of Shema. And you will naturally attain that Shema. And what is this? Karma iti hastayoho. In hasta, in the hands, God is manifest in the form of karma. So you will become very competent, very proficient in whatever action you do. So likewise, yadyat tadadhinam phalam. Whatever fruit, whatever result has been told for a particular thing, you will also attain it. You means the person who does that upasana also attains that. Tad brahmaiva tad upasanat tadvan bhavati. Tadvan bhavati means a person who has it. Tadvan, a person who attains it. Tadvan bhavati, he attains it. Iti drashtavyam. It has to be seen like that. Shrutyantaracha tam yatha yathopasate tadeva bhavati iti. So this line, it must be from some other, maybe either Chandogya or Brihadaranyaka. Shrutyantarat. From this another Shruti, what does it say? Tam yatha upasate. The people in whatever manner say tam upasate. In whatever manner you worship, a person worships that particular Brahman. Tadeva bhavati. He becomes that. In whatever manner a person worships, he becomes that. Then tan maha ityupasita. Then that is the next line, isn't it? This also we read. Tat means that Brahma maha ityupasita. Mahat is again Hiranyagarbha. Or we can take it as greatness. That something is great. Maha ityupasita. Mahaha Mahatva gunavat tadupasita. Mahan bhavati. So Mahaha. So you worship it as Hiranyagarbha. Mahatva gunavat. That is something which has the characteristic of being great. Maha is mighty, great. So Mahan bhavati. This person, the upasaka, also becomes a great person. Then tan mana ityupasita. Mananam manaha. Manavan bhavati. Manana samartho bhavati. So this is tan mana ityupasita. Mana is mind. But here you can say mananam manaha. Mananam, not shravanam manana nididhyasana in that sense, in an ordinary sense also. In an ordinary sense also, the faculty of thinking. Mananam is the faculty of thinking. Mananam manaha, manavan bhavati. Manavan bhavati means manam, you have another meaning called meaning for manam. Manam means abhimanam, the self-esteem, that is manam, isn't it? Here of course not that self-esteem. Manavan bhavati, manana samartho bhavati. A person becomes very capable, very skillful in his faculty of reasoning, his faculty of thinking will become great. So his faculty of thinking will be excellent. Manana samartha bhavati. Then next mantra, Tannamayityupasita Namyante asmai kamaha Tad brahmetyupasita Brahmavan bhavati Tad brahmana parimarayityupasita Paryenam riyante. Full stop is, I think it is at the wrong place. Paryenam riyante dvishantas sapatnaha. Is it?
Yes, sir. Paryenam riyante dvishantas sapatnaha.
Yeah, I think this full stop is at the wrong place. Pariye priya bhratruvyaha Sayaschayam purushe Yascha savaditye Sa ekaha. Okay, that is number 4 mantra. So tat nama ityupasita. Okay, let us see. Tan nama ityupasita. Nama, as I said, namaskara, prahvi bhava, that is humility. Tat Brahma, nama ityupasita. Brahma is manifest as humility in human beings. Brahman, you see, if you see some humility is basically a virtue. What all virtues, whether it is dhanam, kshama, all these virtues, they are all manifestations of the Brahman. There, one has to do upasana or meditate on that as a manifestation of Brahman. Nama ityupasita, that humility as a manifestation of Brahman, that has to be meditated upon. Namanam namaha, namana gunavat tadupasita. Namyante prakhvi bhavanti asma upasitre. Kamaha kamyanta iti kamaha bhogya vishayaha ityarthaha. Okay, namanam means namaha, namana gunavat tadupasita. That Brahma is namana gunavat. That is, this Brahma is something which is having the characteristic of namanam. So wherever you see this namana gunam, that is, wherever you see this humility, that should be taken as a manifestation of that Brahman. Namanam namo namana gunavat. Gunavat means matubarthaka here, not gunavat, not comparison. Ramavat, Krishnavat, not like that. Dhanavan, gunavan, so that is matubarthaka. That is, namana gunavat means that Brahma is having that particular characteristic. Iti upasita. Then for him, namyante prakhvi bhavanti asmai. Prakhvi bhavanti means they bend before him. Prakhvi bhava, to bend before. Prakhvi bhavanti asmai. Asma is asmai. Asmai means for this particular person. Who is this person? Upasitre. To the person who is an upasaka. For this upasaka, to this meditator, let us say, to the person who is doing this contemplation, prakhvi bhavanti, they all bend before him. What? Kamaha. All desires they bend before him. That means what all he wants, he attains. That is it. With this humility, he will attain everything. Vidya dadati vinayam. Vinaya dhyati patratam. You know this? Vidya gives you vinayam. Vinayam means humility. Vinaya dhyati patratam. By virtue of that humility, you will attain patrata. Patrata means acceptability. Patrata, you become acceptability, eligibility. Patratvat dhanamapnoti dhanat dharmam tatassukam. It is a subhashita from Bhartrihari, isn't it? So as in a sequence, all these things they are attained by virtue of having vinayam or humility. So this is something similar. That is the same meaning here. Prakhvi bhavantyasmai upasitre. For this person who does this meditation, all the kamaha, all the desires. Kamaha is kamyante iti kamaha bhogya vishayaha. All the things which are objects of enjoyment. Bhogyaha vishayaha means objects of enjoyment, isn't it? objects of enjoyment, all these things, they bend before him. Means they come to him. They respectfully come to him. They don't come to him with disrespectfully. Suppose somebody is taking bribe, it is coming in a disrespectful way. He is getting money, but in a rather disrespectful way. Somebody loots someone else, that is again in a very, very awful, disrespectful manner only. But then if you are achieving something by virtue of your humility, by virtue of your eligibility, by virtue of your competence, then that is something which is coming to you in a proper manner. Prakhvi bhavanti, in a humble manner, they are also coming to you. So like that, prakhvi bhavanti. Then tad brahmetyupasita.
Tad brahmetyupasita.
Where is it? Yeah, Brahma parivrudhatamam ityupasita.
Brahma parivrudhatamam ityupasita.
Brahmavans tadguno bhavati.
Brahmavans tadguno bhavati.
Tad Brahma ityupasita. Here for the word Brahma, say Anandagiri and also this Vanamalakara writes Viradatmakam. Virat is, this cosmic, say the gross being, that is Brahma. Parivrudham ityupasita. Tad Brahma ityupasita. What is the meaning of Brahma here? Parivrudhatamam. Parivrudhatamam is that Viradatmakam, in the form of that gross, whatever we see as the cosmic gross universe. So that is that Brahma. Ityupasita. One has to say meditate or contemplate in that particular manner. Then what is the fruit? Brahmavans tadguno bhavati. Brahmavan bhavati. Brahmavan bhavati means tadguno bhavati. That is, whatever characteristics are there in that Viradatma, this person also attains that Viradatma, that same powers. What are those powers? Say Brahmanaha Virajaha Yo Guno Bhogaha. This Vanamala I am reading. Brahmanaha Virajaha means of that Virat, Yo Gunaha Bhogaha. Whatever say objects of enjoyment are there in the whole cosmos, Tadvan Bhavati. This man attains all that. Bhavati. Then Parivrudhatamam ityupasita. Brahmavan sadguno bhavati. Then Tad Brahmana Parimara ityupasita.
Tad Brahmana Parimara ityupasita.
Brahmanaha Parimaraha.
Brahmanaha Parimaraha.
Parimriyante asmin pancha devataha.
Parimriyante asmin pancha devataha.
Vidyud Vrushtis Chandrama Adityo Agnirityetaha.
Vidyud Vrushtis Chandrama Adityo Agnirityetaha.
Ityetaha. Okay. So, Parimara. I think time?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay. Tad Brahmana Parimara ityupasita. Brahmana Parimaraha. Parimara is the destructive force which we are seeing in the universe. Parimara. The more detailed explanation is given in this say Vanamala Vyakya. Akashasya Parimaratva Gunopapadanaya Prathamam Vayoha Parimaratvam. Parimara is the destructive power which we see in the universe. You see in the universe, now we have seen this havoc caused by rain in Chennai. So similarly, in some other places, some havoc is caused by something else. So like that, there is a destructive power in this universe also. In this universe, destructive power also is there in the universe. So that destructive power has to be seen as Brahman's manifestation only. So tad Brahmanaha Parimara ityupasita. Brahmanaha Parimaraha Parimriyante asmin pancha devataha. These 5 divine forms, these 5 divine manifestations, what are they? Vidyud, Vrushti, Chandrama. Vidyut is lightning, Vrushti is rain, Chandrama is moon, Aditya is sun, Agni is fire, Prithivyapasteja, all those things. In addition to that, Vidyut and Chandrama and Surya, that is sun. All these things, Parimriyante, they all resolve into that Brahma. In this Virat Brahma only, all these things they resolve, isn't it? All these things, whether you use sun, moon, lightning, all this, then rain, fire, all these things, they resolve back into that Virat only, that cosmic being only. So that is why that Virat is supposed to be the Parimaraha. That Virat itself is metaphorically called the Parimara. That is the destructive force where even these gods, parimriyante, the gods also, so their end is there. The gods also, their end is there in that Virat Swarupa. So we will continue in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti